welcome. So today we're going to do another video on Lobos, and today we will look at the Lobo 5, which is one of the more lesser known and less popular of the Lobo series. So here it is. This is a Lobo 5, and today we'll check it out. Okay, so we're in my workshop here, and here is the Lobo 5. As you can see here, it is almost looks a little top heavy. I can assure you it's not. This car does not roll. I mean, I guess you could make it roll depending on what you drive it on, but in normal conditions on flat surfaces at high speeds it will not roll. So it does handle the road pretty well. It does have rather large knobby tires and a very large bumper. And as you can see here, it's got this kind of rear bumper that protects the gearbox and where the motor is. And that is actually its Achilles heel, because number one, why I said earlier that this is probably one of the least popular Lobos is this is not good off-road at all. It can work on dirt okay, but it gets stuck in grass pretty easily. Why? Because the motor is really underpowered, and the fact that this gearbox here and the motor, this drags on the ground. I mean, there's very little ground clearance. So despite what you see there, when you come around the back, look at it. You see that? Look. So this really is only good for road racing, and this really does hamper the fun of it because you cannot use it off-road for as off-road looking and as equipped as you think this should be. Now, just to take a look at the underneath here, it's pretty standard fare for a toy radio controlled car. We have our 7.2 battery pack area right here, so we put the battery in there. You have your alignment and an on-off switch. This is powered by one 7.2 volt pack. It does not require a 9 volt in the car, where some Lobos, like the Lobo 2 right here, did require a 9 volt along with the pack. Now with the Lobo 5, your steering is pretty much the standard Lobo controller. As you can see here, it is pistol grip, pretty easy to use, and it does have turbo, which is not extraordinarily fast, and it goes in reverse as well. And when you steer, you must be driving in order for the steering to work. And that's pretty much the Lobo 5. Now, I also have this one over here, which is also a Lobo 5, but this one is just called the Lobo Road Rat. Now, this one here, this is 27 megahertz, and this one here is 49, and you can tell by the number. Why this one is not number 27, it is number 63, I have no idea. It's been too long. It's been over 20 years since I got these, so I don't know. I really can't recall why this is not called a Lobo 5, even though clearly it is. But with that said, we will race both of them today. And just one last thing before we race these vehicles today, I'm going to do a size comparison here. This is the Lobo 2. Which I showed just a few moments earlier. You can see the Lobo 2 is much smaller than the Lobo 5, yet this is incredibly fast in comparison to this one. So that's just a little bit of a size comparison. Okay, in order to do this video, we are going to go to a secluded area where we can race the cars safely without any fear of getting them run over by cars, because we will need concrete and asphalt to race these today. No dirt, no grass. They are not off-road. So let's go. Okay, so here we are, and here is where this nice, presently abandoned business park, that's where we'll race. And we're going to run these now. One thing I forgot to mention when I gave you a tour of the underneath of the car is this. This is your high and low gear switch. Okay? Now with Lobos and a lot of radio controlled cars in general, high gear, you go fast, but you cannot go fast in reverse. Low gear, it's kind of like a balanced same speeds and fast and reverse. For this parking lot, we are going high gear. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. Here's our starting line between the two Diet Coke boxes. Now what we're going to have to do is come around and we're going to circle this island twice. 2 full circles, come back down, and first one back in will win. All right. Okay, so this is going to be a first-person perspective race. The camera is attached to the Lobo 5 in 49 megahertz, and it's going to be racing the Road Rat. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, I won that match. Let's try it again. On your marks, get set, go. Let's give this another go. All right, on your marks, set, go. So after giving these guys a race for the first time in maybe like 20 years, the cars are actually probably closer to 30 years old, but I haven't used them in maybe at least 20 years. It would seem that the Road Rat is a little faster than the Lobo 5, but that's probably just because of how tired the Lobo 5's motor is. I used the Lobo 5 a lot more than when I used the Road Rat, so I think the Road Rat just is in better shape, which is probably why it ran faster, but they are the same car, just different stickers and different radio frequencies. That's it. Okay, just to give you a little example of how these cars do not perform well in the grass, check it out. Now if I put it in dirt, it will work in the dirt if I can get it started. Works in the dirt a little bit, but see, as soon as it gets in the grass, we put it in low gear. Moves a little better, but still, most radio control cars will just slice through this, but you can see that the Lobo 5 will not. And look underneath it, there's nothing there. So that's why I say they're not good in the grass. Okay, just a little more bonus footage here. After running these, after we did our initial race, the Lobo 5 really started to purr. I think it was just dusty. I don't know, but it's running great now. Here we go. Woo! Whoops. So another point I'd like to make about the Lobo 5 here is if you can find one of these at a flea market or thrift store, whatever, garage sale, I would recommend you pick it up. Like I said, they don't seem to be the most popular of the Lobos for good reason, because they're just not off-road. But if you know that going in and you use these on a paved surface, these are fantastic for a lot of fun to race with someone. They're not super fast, but they are fast enough that you can have a lot of fun with them, and they do run really well. So I would highly recommend still picking it up. Even if you can't go off-road, it's perfect right here, and we had a blast with them today. So I just wanted to share that. You know, there it is again, the Lobo 5. So hope you enjoyed this little look at the Lobo 5, and you know, I have other videos on Lobos out there, and probably more to come. So stay tuned.